And welcome to my C++ tutorials. In this tutorial, I want us to talk about the for loop, a repetition statement, for loop, and this is the structure of the for loop. It begins with the for, then you declare a variable, a counter variable, and then a condition, a certain condition, then an increment. Now, what will happen is that as you can see here, this is a simple program that prints numbers from 1 to 10. It's just a simple program just to show how this for loop works. What will happen is that you can see from here I is equals to 1. Now it comes here and check if 1 is less or equals to 10. If so, if 1 is really less than 10, it outputs a 1 and end the current line. Then from there it comes and add 1 to the current value. Then this value becomes 2. Then after that it comes and check if 2 is less than 10 or equal to 10. Then if so, it outputs 2. Then end the line and add 1 to 2, and then this value changes to be 3. Then it checks 3 is less or equal to 10 until this condition becomes false. If this condition becomes false, it will exit this loop, then return 0. Now let's run the program and see what actually happens here. Does it really print the numbers from 1 to 10? Yes, it does. Successfully printed those numbers. You can see, yes, that's each for loop is a simple loop. Now let's say you wanted to skip a certain number, maybe if this I is equivalent to, maybe wanted to skip 6, let's say. Then you just say if I is equal to 6, what must happen? Continue. Sorry, continue. Yes, that's like that. If that I is equals to 6, continue. That means skip number 6. Then you can see from our numbers there, no 6, only 4, 5, 7, no 6. You can skip a number if you want. If you can, just like you just write this thing if you want to skip a number and put this number you want to skip here. That's it. If you wanted to skip a number. Now if you wanted to print maybe a multiples, maybe you wanted to yes, multiples of 2, then you can just say I is equals to I times 2. What will happen there is that it will check 1. You can see its initial value is 1, then 1 is less than 10. It will print out, it will output 1, then end the current line and come here and say 1 times 2. And then I becomes 2. And then 2 is less than 10, it prints 2, end the line, and then come here and say 2 times 2, which is 4. Then this value changes to be 4, and check if this 4 is less or equal to 10, then it prints that 4 here. Now up until this condition is false, of course. Let's run the program and see. You can see 1 2 4 8. You can see it's simple as that. Another thing I wanted to show you, something called what can I say? Something is called SystemPause. It's called a system. Is my system okay? I think. Yeah, I think like this. SystemPause. I'm going to show you. It has nothing to do with the for loops. You just need to add it in your program. I'm gonna show you what it does. Nothing much. It just pause your program. You can see it has no effect on your program. This is where the program ends. Then this is where your system pause starts. It allows you, it pauses your program so that you can press any key to continue. It says press any key to continue. Maybe if you press any key, then your program will return any will return 0. A program will return 0. Just a way of pausing the program. Sometimes you write and you create maybe an application, then you don't want when the user maybe write a text, then it exits. Maybe let's say for instance you wanted to create a social like for instance WhatsApp. Then you don't want whenever the user is sending a message, when finish sending a message, then the program just exits without the user or without prompting the user. Now, in this case, we just pausing the program so that the user will maybe press. We're just waiting for the user to press any key, or waiting for the user to press the key so that the program may continue, not just exit one way. It's a nice thing to do. Just pausing the system. If you wanted to clear your screen or to clean your screen, um, maybe let's say you wanted to clean your screen. Uh, I just say maybe let's say you wrote something here. Uh, you just wanted to say uh, multiple, sorry, multiples. Maybe you just wrote this thing. Uh, uh, yeah, this thing. Let's combine the programmation. I'll show you what I really want to show you here. About this, how to clear your screen, make it nice. You can see this, it shows the multiples of 2. Now let's say you don't want this multiple of 2 to show when the numbers are showing. Now what must happen here is that you want to remove that multiples of 2. Maybe let's say you just say okay, maybe pause here. Then you say maybe system uh, system uh, close. That's how you write it. CLS is that system close. Those things, those functions, you can put anywhere you want. Anywhere you want, you can put them. Doesn't matter. Now, what will happen here? This thing will print out the multiples of 2. It will pause and wait for me. If I press any key, because you know this one, it will prompt me to enter any key. Then if I press any key, it will clear the screen because of this one function. Then it will print those numbers. Then again, when I take a pause the screen, let me show you. Now it says multiples of 2. You can see there, see out multiples of 2. That's where the multiple of 2. Then it says system pause. This is pausing the system now. If I press any key, it will, if this is the system pause mode, you can see this line. And if I press any key, it will come to this function. And this function, it will clear the screen. It cleans this output screen here. It cleans this output screen. Let's go and press any key. You can see that multiples of 2 is gone. It's cleared, it's clean. Now it begins afresh, then prints your numbers, then again it pauses the screen. Now after that, I press any key, then it returns the 0. Then that, I think that's how these functions, two functions, work. It's a nice thing to do. They don't have an effect to your program, or it doesn't matter if you're using functions or I mean those while loop, for loop. It doesn't have to do with those things. You just have to put it in your program to make a program look nice, or what can I say? Yeah, how you can do it. I think that's it for this tutorial. See you in the next tutorial. I think that's it for the repetition statement. Or in the next tutorial, I will be showing you the nested for loops. Yes, nested for loops, whereby we talk about for loops inside the for loop. We talk about the for loops inside the for loops, something like this, with another port, a loop with a it's another port here that's nested for loops. We'll talk about it in the next tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe and like the videos and leave a comment if you have anything to say. See you in the next tutorial. Thank you for watching. Yeah, see you.